Hey guys, Roman Reaper here. So, it's all led to this. This is the moment. The time has come for Indiana Jones rewatches, and today is the day. I'm about to head in and watch The Dial of Destiny. I'm so fucking hyped. The trailers look actually pretty good, and well, it's directed by James Mangold. I like his films, and it's one last time seeing Harrison Ford don the whip and fedora, so it should be a lot of fun. So, not gonna take too long. I'm gonna head in, get my snacks, get my seat, and see Indiana Jones find at the Dial of Destiny. So yeah, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Just got back from seeing it. I was quite looking forward to seeing this because, well, it's Indiana Jones. The Indiana Jones movies are a lot of fun. They're real fun classic adventure movies, and from the trailers, Dial of Destiny looked like it would be more of the same, a fun classic Indiana Jones adventure. With the added intrigue of this being Harrison Ford's last time playing the character, last time wearing the fedora and cracking the whip. And the captain at the helm of the ship delivering this swan song would be James Mangold, who's consistently delivered great films in the past. But does Dial of Destiny deliver a satisfying swan song to Indiana Jones as a character? Let's find out. So it's 1969, and Henry Jones has just retired from being a lecturing professor. Then one day he's approached by his goddaughter Helena because back in the Second World War, he and her father retrieved half of an ancient dial made by Archimedes. And soon, the two of them are in a race against time and against an ex-Nazi scientist named Jürgen Voller to find the second half of the dial, which has the power to potentially change history forever. So, even with the huge bungling that was the Cannes premiere for this film, I was still curious to see how I would feel about it, especially with the divisive reception. Obviously, it's improved a bit now, but that was a major fumble right out of the gate, and probably did a bit of a number in dwindling goodwill towards the film. And to be honest, I'm quite mixed on this film. Like, it's not without its moments, obviously, but I'm just left with this overriding feeling that it never justifies its existence. I'm just sort of thinking, well, why was this made? Similarly to how I felt coming out of Matrix Resurrections, only this is like better than that film. But yeah, there's something missing here. It never quite delivers on the full potential of what it's promised. I mean, obviously, let's start with the positives here. It's great seeing Harrison Ford back in this role. Like, yes, it is the usual cranky Harrison Ford performance we've become accustomed to over the last few years, but seeing Harrison Ford back wearing the fedora and with the whip, yeah, it just brings a sort of joy, and he's still got it even with the increasingly aging joints. And he's accompanied by a pretty solid supporting cast. Obviously, we've got Mads Mikkelsen as this really entertainingly despicable Nazi villain with a very interesting motivation that I'm not going to spoil. You just kind of have to see for yourself. Oh, he never quite is like menacing per se. He's just a consistently deliciously entertaining presence, although we never quite reached that full Mads Mikkelsen great performance potential. We also have Boyd Holbrook as this agent who essentially serves as Volar's lapdog, and he hams it up big time, and he is just a lot of fun. And we also have this kid character who sort of acts as like a short round substitute, and I enjoyed his character more than I thought I was going to. Um, where the issues start to sort of lie here is in Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character Helena, and to be honest, there were moments where I did quite enjoy her presence. She was quite, sort of a witty comic relief to Indy. But then there were other times where she just equally irritated me and did my nuts in because like because her dialogue at times falls real flat because some of it comes off as like really overbearingly like smug. Like this is the sort of feminist self-insert that you'd expect from a modern Kathleen Kennedy production. But but yeah, as I said, there were moments where I also did quite enjoy her presence. So she's very hit or miss. And see, with this like large ensemble comes a bit of a problem. Like the film is quite baggy, and at 2.5 hours, it never quite justifies that length. And there's like so much here that you could probably trim out, and it would easily shave precious minutes off the running time and get the pacing down, perfectly tight. Like there's a point brought up of Helena being engaged to to a mobster's son, never goes anywhere, and there's a segment involving Antonio Banderas, and you're just thinking, great, Antonio Banderas is here, a bit of puss in boots, but the character never leaves much of an impression, which is weird because it's fucking Antonio Banderas. The guy's a legend, but he's just left with a real nothing burger of a character. And it also doesn't help as well that in between the set pieces, the film has a tendency to sort of like deliver these quite long scenes of somewhat trite dialogue. And at one point, there's even a flashback scene which explicitly hammers home something that has already been explained like a minute prior. Like there's so much here you could easily cut out, and the pacing would be all the better for it. But in saying that, even with the long runtime, there is a fair amount here that I did enjoy. That there are some real fun set pieces. Like the opening set piece with the train is a barnstormer. It is classic Indy, and it's a real strong start that the film never quite reaches those glorious heights, but it's still a super fun opener with some surprisingly strong digital de-aging work on Harrison Ford. Sure, it does look kind of off from some angles, but for the most part, it looks really damn good. There are other real fun set pieces too, like there's a super entertaining tuk tuk chase, and there's a chase through the streets of New York in the middle of a parade. It's just so entertaining. But the problem is, as I said earlier, in between these really fun set pieces, they're just long stretches with like real trite dialogue, and just where the pacing just grinds to a halt. I mean, sure, the film does look good at points. Like obviously they do a decent enough job making use of the natural location, so like it's shot competently enough, but it never quite has that Spielbergian flair, which disappoints me because Mangold could have brought a real unique touch to this, but he never quite does. And in fact, there are scenes here that just look like those blatantly obvious green screen, but it's made up for by the wonderful score. Yeah, John Williams cooks again. Like, it's a John Williams score for an Indiana Jones film. Yeah, it's fucking great. You know, another real reliable, warm, comforting presence. And considering the news that he's retiring after this one, yeah, you take a bow, John. You have earned it. But right, I've got to address the elephant in the room now because the final third of this film goes all the way nuts. Like, think of your most insane Indiana Jones theories and throw them all out the window. You're not prepared for what happens here. It makes the inclusion of the aliens in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull look positively restrained in comparison. And I do not say that lightly. It is insane, and it almost comes close to justifying this film's existence. Like, it comes so out of left field, and it's so barmy that it comes close to being something really interesting and a really surprise end for Indiana Jones as a character. Like, yes, early on the film does kind of hint that something insane could happen, but you're not prepared. And then the ending does come, and there is like a cameo here that fans will appreciate, but felt kind of hollow. Like, this felt like it felt like the least interesting note that they could have ended on, even after the insane twist that came before it. It's, yeah. To be honest, most of the fan service here kind of falls flat. Like, Salo returns, as you know, and he's fine. Like, I like Salo as a character. You know, like, even problematic casting aside, he's pretty fun. But he just doesn't leave much of an impact here, and that's sort of my issue with Dial of Destiny. That, yes, it has plenty of fun moments, some real entertaining characters. It looks okay. It sounds good. The action's pretty fun. Like, but what it sort of feels like at its worst is this kind of overlong, slightly hollow exercise in nostalgia and fan service. Alright, hopefully we can stop these, like, nostalgia baity legacy sequels now. And yeah, overall, I'm going to give Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny a 6 out of 10. I think that's fair, you know. I did enjoy plenty of it, but yeah, I'm very mixed on it overall. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Dial of Destiny? What did you think of it? Without getting into spoilers, what did you make of that final act? And what is your favourite film in the franchise? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.